The mysterious angel who stood against Lucifer revealed his shocking secrets behind the battle. Few knew what truly happened that night in the celestial realms. The air was thick with anticipation, a feeling that sent shivers down the spines of angels poised for conflict. This wasn't just another battle, it was the moment that would echo through eternity. A glorious light flickered against the backdrop of darkness, like a flame struggling to survive in a storm. Among the shining host was an angel known only by whispers, Michael. The protector of heaven was at the heart of a divine drama, facing off against the fallen one, Lucifer, majestic and terrifying. Can you imagine the clash? The very fabric of existence trembling as pride and righteousness collided? Histories were being forged, destinies rewritten, and secrets buried deep beneath layers of heavenly glory and sinister ambition. It was a time like no other, where the luminous city of heaven sparkled under the radiant gaze of God. Cherubs sang sweet melodies, unaware that a raging tempest was brewing just beyond the golden gates. The stakes? Nothing less than the fate of the universe. Michael was not just a warrior, he was hope incarnate, fighting not just for their world, but for every soul tied to sacred destiny. But why did his heart race with doubt? As he prepared for battle, an unsettling voice echoed in his head, the voice of choice. The conflict didn't just lie in steel swords and fiery clashes, it swirled in ideology and choice, challenging every heavenly decree. What was the source of this doubt? How could an angel of light grapple with shadows within? Even the stars watched, their light dimming, each twinkle holding its breath, caught between wonder and dread. The moment stretched, heavy with tension. Would the light prevail, or would darkness consume all? And as clouds rolled and thunder rumbled, something within Michael shifted. Could it be that the fight wasn't only against Lucifer's might but against something deeper? Something hidden? With that looming question, the heavens prepared for chaos. Every heart in heaven fluttered as they awaited the outcome, every angel's gaze pinned on the unfolding war. Hey, before we continue with this amazing story, I need to give you an important heads up. Many subscribers have reported that YouTube unsubscribed them without warning. Take a quick second to check the red button below to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. I'd hate for you to miss any of the exclusive content coming soon. And while you're there, smash that like button, it really helps me out with the algorithm. Oh, and tell me in the comments, which city are you watching from? I love getting to know every amazing person who's part of this community. Your participation makes all the difference. Let's connect. As the winds of conflict swirled through the ether, Michael's wings stretched wide, shimmering with an intensity that mirrored the very essence of creation. Yet, despite the outer glow, a flicker of uncertainty danced within him. He stood at the precipice of an invisible divide, grappling with hidden truths that seemed almost as ancient as the universe itself. The gathering storm drew ever closer, full of fury, yet within those tumultuous clouds lay an obscured message that echoed from realms unseen. Would this battle merely be a clash of power, or was it a testimony of faith, a subtle reminder of the choices that led the brightest to alliance with the shadows? Every heartbeat resonated with the question, is the conflict truly external, or does it reflect an internal struggle? Suddenly, the sky split open, and a voice, both terrifying and mesmerizing, resonated across the heavens. It was Lucifer, draped in darkness yet glowing with an allure that no angel could easily dismiss. Michael! He shouted, his words cutting through the veil of anticipation. Is it not the nature of all beings to seek freedom? I offer liberation from the chains of blind obedience. Come, join me, and see the world not as it is commanded, but as it is meant to be. The words wrapped around Michael like vines, both ensnaring and beckoning. They reverberated deep within his spirit, awakening desires long buried beneath the weight of duty. How could one reject a call to greater understanding? Was he truly the protector of the light, or was he merely an enforcer of an unyielding decree? The weight of his resolve seemed heavier with each pulse of doubt. The skies trembled with the echoes of the ancient conflict, order versus chaos, light versus darkness, but beneath it all, there was the whisper of choice. The other angels, caught in the flux of indecision, gazed at Michael, searching for clarity yet reflecting their own turbulence. Faced with a growing tide of uncertainty, his faithful brothers and sisters yearned for reassurance, their hearts wrestling with the notion of fidelity to their divine order or the allure of freedom. As the clash drew nearer, Michael sensed another presence, one who watched with compassion from the distant fringes. Yet, when he turned, he found only the shimmering remnants of divine grace, a reminder of the unity they were about to defend or shatter. There, his heart ached for answers, seeking clarity in the storm. In this tumult, Michael reached deep into the recesses of his own heart. What truths lay hidden even from him? Every fiber of his being trembled with the realization that perhaps the battle was not destined simply to uphold righteousness, but also to confront the many questions of existence, the nature of love and loyalty, and the very essence of what it meant to choose one's path in a universe teetering on the edge of duality. He found himself teetering on the brink, not just between the forces of light and dark, but between conviction and doubt, certainty and the unknown. Could victory eventually lead to defeat of self, as they sought to uphold the very laws that may need to be questioned? And as the breath of war curled around him, he pondered the most pressing question of all: was the true battle for the very soul of the light, or a confrontation with the shadows within? As the echoes of Lucifer's challenge reverberated through the celestial spheres, the air around Michael thickened with anticipation. The firmament shimmered with the light of countless stars, yet amidst that brilliance, doubt seeped into the corners of his mind. Each angel stood poised for action, their divine purpose wavering in the wake of the adversary's words. A tumult of thoughts unfurled like storm clouds above the vast expanse of the universe. In the heart of that collective uncertainty, Michael caught a glimpse of one who had remained silent, a figure cloaked in modesty. It was the angel Uriel, renowned for the wisdom that flowed from his being like a ceaseless river. As the winds shifted, Uriel stepped forward, his presence grounding amid the chaos. His voice, like a gentle stream, cut through the noise. "Before we engage in this confrontation, I beseech you to listen," he urged, his eyes reflecting the depths of thought. The gathering of angels turned their attention, intrigued by Uriel's calm, for in the tempest, his serenity was not merely comforting, it was illuminating. "Lucifer's words are not devoid of meaning," he continued, "for they echo truths we, as guardians of the light, must confront. Freedom is indeed an intoxicating call, yet in our quest for enlightened existence, we must sift through these enticing layers of rhetoric." Michael felt the weight of Uriel's gaze upon him, as if the light of understanding pierced through the fog of his doubts. Does our allegiance bind us to a dogma, or is it forged in the understanding of love, sacrifice, and choice? Uriel asked, his voice steady as he unfolded the potential for insights within their own hearts. Are we to defend a kingdom that might risk becoming a prison, or are we warriors of a light that embraces individuality? We must reflect upon our intentions. A ripple of contemplation washed over the gathered angels, each reflecting on the essence of their purpose. The foundation of duty and loyalty felt solid beneath their feet, yet uncertainties might crystallize into questions that had long been ignored. Michael felt the stirring within him, a passionate yearning for clarity but coupled with an undercurrent of apprehension. Was it truly rebellion to question sacred tenets? "Uriel," Michael interjected softly, "if we embrace this path of inquiry, what implications does it hold for our understanding of good and evil? Can light exist without the juxtaposition of darkness? Would we not risk our very existence by seeking to dismantle the foundations of our faith?" With eyes full of grace, Uriel responded, "To understand the shadows is not to condone them. Only through recognition of the whole can we truly reflect the light we aim to uphold. The intricate dance of light and dark reveals the beauty of creation. It gives us insight into our own souls, showcasing the highs and lows of our existence. Embrace your questions, dear Michael. They may lead us to a deeper truth." As Uriel spoke, it was as if whispers from ages past descended to wrap around Michael like a shroud. He felt the echoes of ancient battles, of souls finding their way through the labyrinth of existence, searching for meaning amidst the chaos of conflicting desires. An epiphany crept into his heart like dawn breaking upon a sleeping land. Perhaps this struggle was not just about loyalty to a sovereign but a personal pilgrimage sculpted within the boundaries of love and freedom. In the distance, the gathering clouds churned, resonating with the tension of waiting souls. What forbidden truths lay waiting to be unearthed, and what responsibilities came with such knowledge? Michael now faced the infinite horizon of possibility where doubt danced with resolution, and he pondered, in seeking the light, must one also confront the shadows within? What lay beyond the veil after the dust of this conflict settled? Was it mere victory, or the birth of an even greater enlightenment? As Michael pondered the depths presented by Uriel's wisdom, a stirring rippled through the celestial assembly, drawing their attention toward an enigmatic presence at the edge of the gathering. This figure, cloaked in mystique and shadow, had remained largely unnoticed amidst the fervor of the imminent confrontation. His name whispered like a forgotten hymn among the angels, Remiel, the angel of hope and forgotten truths. With a gentle, almost ethereal grace, Remiel approached the luminous assembly, his wings embracing the luminescence around him like the twilight enveloping the day. As he drew near, the surrounding light dimmed momentarily, casting an aura of contemplation upon the assembled angels. The crowd parted silently, as if sensing that Remiel held something profound within him, something intricate, woven into the very fabric of their existence. "Michael, Uriel," he began, his voice a soft chime gliding through the air, "you speak of rebellion and shadow, yet few realize the tapestry that binds us extends beyond mere allegiance to radiance. In every flicker of light, there is a shadow that births a paradox that cannot be ignored." His words hung like mist upon the congregation, leaving them suspended in thought. "That I have journeyed through realms unseen, where the whispers of creation coil around the tendrils of forgotten knowledge," Remiel continued, his gaze penetrating the depths of each angel's heart. "What Lucifer seeks is not simply a challenge to authority, but rather to awaken within you an understanding of the profound bond that connects all beings, an awakening that may carry great reverence and consequence." The air thickened as he revealed, "In the hearts of the lost, in the minds of those who falter, lies the essence of our existence. Do we not share in the burden of the broken? Is our light merely a beacon, or is it also a balm for the wounds we do not see?" Michael felt the weight of those words settle into his spirit, a shrouded truth he had long sought but had feared to acknowledge. The relentless struggles against the darkness that threatened their domain were mirrored in the frailties of the world below, where spirits waged their own wars against despair. "Remiel, you speak of burdens," Uriel remarked, a note of curiosity threading through his tone, "but can embracing these burdens truly lead us toward clarity? Could it be our freedom lies not only in our commitment to the light but also in acknowledging the shadows we bear?" Remiel nodded, his expression thoughtful. "We must understand that every choice we make ripples through the cosmos, binding us in unseen ways. The shadows we confront are not solely external, they can also reside within the core of our hearts. The battle against Lucifer may mirror the struggles within ourselves, conflict born of desire, fear, and love." His declaration resonated like a bell, drawing each angel deeper into contemplation. The looming confrontation no longer appeared simply as a matter of loyalty but emerged as a question of identity, a profound examination of who they were as beings of light amidst the veils of darkness. Michael's heart raced. If such depth existed within this cosmic scenario, what did this mean for their roles in the unfolding narrative? Could it be that their own internal struggles were a form of rebellion against complacency? Can we truly seek understanding without first confronting our own shadows? Remiel's words lingered in the air, beckoning them to consider the weight of the unasked questions. What truths do we mask in the brilliance of our light, and how might revealing those truths reshape our destiny? In that moment, the celestial sphere seemed to tremble with the potential for revelation. The angels stood united in tension and uncertainty, searching their hearts for illuminated answers. As they awaited the emergence of this elusive truth, Michael found himself grappling with a resonant thought: what if the journey ahead demanded not just strength but the vulnerability to reveal their own hidden darkness? And could the answers they sought emerge not just in acts of defiance but in an exploration of the very essence of their being? As the echoes of Remiel's contemplation settled among the gathering, a familiar sense of unease enveloped Michael. The very foundations of his convictions trembled, forcing him to confront not just Lucifer's impending challenge but the essence of his own conviction. This moment where light met shadow ushered in a haunting serenity, prompting Michael to reflect on the deeper challenges he bore. "Remiel," Michael spoke, his voice steadied by a newfound resolve, "if our struggles are entwined with the part of ourselves we fear to acknowledge, how do we begin to unearth these truths? How do we navigate this labyrinth of light and shadow without losing our way? Ramil, unfazed by the weight of the inquiry, regarded Michael with a knowing smile. The journey begins with stillness and acceptance of the tumult within. When we pause to listen, we may hear the distant murmurs of our hearts, calling out both for clarity and for connection. It is within this silence that the bonds of empathy may strengthen, revealing the very fabric of our existence. Uriel's brow furrowed as he listened intently, sensing a presence of wisdom that resonated within him. Then to embrace what we deem dark is not to invite chaos but rather to seek understanding, a reconciling of sorts. Is this what it means to love as we have been called to love fully and without reservation? Indeed, Ramil nodded, his wings shimmering softly. To love is to acknowledge the entire spectrum of creation, not just the gleaming moments of victory. It is to extend compassion toward those who stumble, including ourselves. And in revealing our scars, we not only foster healing but illuminate paths for others to traverse. Silence followed, laden with contemplation, as the gathered angels absorbed the gravity of this revelation. They could feel the tendrils of transformation weaving through their spirits, adapting their understanding of rebellion as they prepared for the inevitable confrontation against Lucifer. Yet, will our enemies recognize this illumination? Michael's question broke through the stillness, tinged with anxiety. If the darkness is as much within us as without, will they not see our vulnerabilities as weaknesses to exploit? Ah, but therein lies the paradox, Ramil replied, his voice a rich tapestry of insight. In vulnerability, there exists profound strength. When we reveal our true selves' flaws and all we shatter the illusions of invincibility. Vulnerability opens the door for dialogue rather than discord, for empathy rather than enmity. The idea resonated within Michael, illuminating a path previously obscured by certainty. What would it be like to step forward not clad in armor but stripped to the essence of being? The thought sent tremors of both fear and excitement through him, but amidst this dawning understanding, a thorn of concern pricked Michael's resolve. In choosing this path of vulnerability, how do we safeguard ourselves and our kin from the deceptive lures of pride and self-doubt that darkness so readily wields? What of the fear that those we seek to uplift may recoil from our honesty? Ramil's eyes flickered with a soft light, illuminating the complexities of trust and relational dynamics. Fear will follow the brave, for the act of revealing one's self becomes a dance of faith. What you will find is that in vulnerability, you invite others to shed their masks in turn. This exchange becomes the divine catalyst not simply in the battle against Lucifer but in the restoration of all that has been fragmented. As the gravity of his insights hung palpably within the assembly, they sensed the entire heavenly host poised on the precipice of something greater than mere conflict. The rebellious spark within Lucifer transformed in the light of Ramil's wisdom into not only a challenge but an opportunity for profound awakening. In the hush that enveloped them, Michael understood his heart now bore an additional weight. If he were to step forward into this battle, he needed to embody both the light and the mysteries of vulnerability, to embrace his own darkness, trusting that in revealing it, he could forge a new path of understanding. Yet, the question lingered, unaddressed and raw. If the truths hidden in their shadows could spark a cascade of revelations, what darkness lay waiting in Michael's own heart unfaced and unclaimed? Was he truly prepared to confront his own specters? And did the dawn of understanding come with a promise that pain, too, would not be without its voice? The atmosphere shifted as the angels stood in reflective silence, pondering the wisdom shared by Ramil. A current of unease danced around them, amplifying Michael's sense of impending change, one that felt as inevitable as the tide. As the stars glimmered in their celestial context, a gentle breeze arose, carrying the scent of the eternal realm, fragrant yet solemn. Gabriel, who had remained quiet, finally interjected. There is a resonant truth in our discussions, yet do we not risk the ire of Lucifer by admitting both our light and shadow? Does he not thrive on division, seeking to exploit our doubts and fractures? Ramil acknowledged Gabriel's concern with a measured nod. True, Lucifer wields our vulnerabilities like weapons. He revels in chaos, yet the humility in our understanding grants us a unique resilience. Think of it less as exposing wounds and more as revealing the strength found in healing. Michael felt the weight of those words settle upon him. What if by laying bare their truths, they could become something liberated, something that transcended the conflict itself. Was it possible that revealing their inner turmoil could tear apart Lucifer's design? A great risk, Uriel noted, his brow knitted in thought. Yet, what then shall we cultivate within our realm if we find ourselves stripped bare? Will it lead only to further discord, or will it create the fertile ground for a deeper, enduring bond? A murmur of agreement swept through the gathering, though questions fluttered behind each dialogue. The sunlight filtering through the expanse illuminated their faces, reflecting the struggle between certitude and doubt. Michael's heart raced as he contemplated the paradox of their existence, the call to embrace vulnerability while standing on the precipice of battle. Can we venture into the unknown terrains of our hearts without assurance of safety? Michael's voice broke the stillness again, trembling slightly with the weight of guidelines both sacred and precarious. What if we delve too deeply and awaken forces beyond our control? In any journey of truth, Ramil replied softly, there lies an enduring trust in the divine tapestry that weaves us all together. Our fears become threads, binding us closer if we dare to acknowledge their existence. In moments of uncertainty, remember that even darkness gives form to light. Encouraged yet still drawn into contemplation, Michael watched the dance of shadows and light around them. He sensed the tug of each angel's spiritual journey, their various shades flickering through the celestial sphere. It was a reminder that beneath the armor of duty, love thrived even amid fear and ongoing battle to understand themselves more wholly, but the essence of the struggle lingered. Was it prudent to remember that their collective strength hinged upon accepting their vulnerabilities? What lay beneath each angel's surface, echoing their shared plea for understanding? Michael felt the stirrings of deeper questions within him. What scars were they carrying? What choices had they made that could one day haunt their resolve? And as they stood at the edge of this profound moment, a new question unfolded. What would it truly mean to face their inner storms, to both reveal and name the shadows lurking in their hearts? Would they find solace and connection, or would they stumble into further darkness, a darkness they were unprepared to confront? As the silence deepened, it became a sacred space filled with unasked questions, threading through the angels like an elusive wind. Once again, the beauty of their celestial surroundings seemed to contrast with the tension in their hearts. Michael looked out over the expanse of creation, shimmering galaxies twinkling like ancient words waiting to be spoken. Each star held stories untold, histories intertwined with their own. Gabriel broke the stillness after a long pause, his voice soft, yet reverberating with urgency. If we venture forth into this exploration, let us not forget the sanctity of our purpose. Each revelation we make could serve as a beacon of hope or a source of profound strife. We must discern wisely the truths we are willing to embrace. Ramil placed a reassuring hand upon Gabriel's shoulder. Indeed, but consider this: what if the raw gaps in our unity are the very catalysts toward a holy transformation? What if to confront our conflicts together becomes the way to strengthen our resolve against the darkness that seeks to divide us? Thoughts drifted through the assembly, and the celestial realm felt both terrifying and inviting. The notion of collective vulnerability blossomed like the first light of dawn, casting away shadows but, at the same time, revealing unforeseen depths yet to be traversed. Uriel spoke then, his voice steady and profound. It has been said through the eons that truth bears weight. If revealed too hastily, it can shatter the very foundations we stand upon. Yet, if nurtured gently, it can also infuse strength. We must walk with intention as we explore our vulnerable selves. Will we use this opportunity for reflection or let fear guide our steps into fragmentation? Michael sensed the urgency of the moment, standing torn between the drive towards deeper unity and the risk of laden revelation straining their bonds. He could not help but recall the haunting echoes of past skirmishes with Lucifer, each one punctuated by betrayal and pain, seeded by distrust. What if, he asked cautiously, the light of our truths illuminates the darkness of Lucifer's plans rather than hide from it? What if this journey deepens our clarity, revealing not only our strengths but also the divine purpose that drives us? A slight smile broke across Ramil's lips. Perhaps that is the essence of our mission. To transform our weaknesses into a stronger collective spirit, illuminating the paths we must traverse not only to combat chaos but to thrive in unity. The warmth of these thoughts wrapped around them, yet doubt lurked in the shadows, an everlasting adversary that mirrored the complexities of their spirits. As they exchanged glances rife with curiosity and uncertainty, a thought dawned upon Michael. The truth they spoke of carried a weight beyond simple vulnerability. It was a catalyst for inevitable change. With that, the curious energy in the atmosphere crackled as Michael asked, almost hesitantly, in revealing our truths, what might we awaken both within ourselves and within the darkness we face? Could this act of unveiling lead us to a clearer understanding, or are we inviting the very shadows that threaten to consume us? As the question hung in the air, the angels found themselves leaning toward a moment of profound realization. The journey ahead was fraught with possibilities, yet fraught equally with peril. What lay at the intersection of openness and fear? Was the path of truth an invitation or a potential curse? Only time would tell as they braved the uncertain depths of both their unity and their shadows. In the quiet reverberations of celestial deliberation, a sudden shimmer of light pierced the silence. From the edges of their gathering, a new figure emerged, an angel shrouded in soft golden radiance, his wings lending an ethereal grace that seemed to weave the air around him into a tapestry of warmth and safety. Azrael, the angel of death, approached, his demeanor uncharacteristically solemn. As the assembled angels turned their attention to him, Michael felt an unusual ripple of apprehension. The presence of Azrael was known to encompass the finality of all that must pass away, yet in his eyes flickered an enigmatic depth, a window into understanding the nature of existence, both of life and of the shadows beyond. Michael wondered if this moment would mark the unveiling of deeper truths, or whether it would compound their anxieties. "Greetings, brethren," Azrael spoke, his voice lilting like a breeze through autumn leaves. "I come not merely as the harbinger of endings but as a harbinger of transformation, for what we discuss today is of profound import. Your reflections have stirred the waters of my spirit. The truth you seek lies not solely in light but binds every soul to their inherent shadows." Gabriel's brow furrowed, uncertainty clouding his features. Yet how can we trust that these shadows reveal enlightenment rather than despair? In our journey to illuminate the dark, are we not risking the very fabric that unites us? Azrael regarded him steadily, the soft glow surrounding him pulsing like a heartbeat. "Consider this, to embrace the shadows is to honor the waltz between existence and oblivion. Each of you walks a path under the cloud of shadows, yet the light of understanding can extend even there. The balance between revealing our truths and the fear of the darkness is as delicate as the thread of a spider's web. Intricate, fragile, yet fundamentally strong." Remiel's gaze shifted as realization kindled in his heart. If darkness is a mirror, then perhaps uncovering our inner conflicts can render our unity more vibrant, rather than fracturing it. Is it possible that our honest revelations embolden others to face their own shadows? "Indeed," Azrael whispered, his wings shimmering lightly as if in acknowledgement of the ethereal connections being woven. "Look closely, beloved brethren. The truth of our origin, our existence, and our purpose often lies intertwined with the shadows we fear. Delay not the understanding even if it stings, for what we resist tends to flourish in the dark." Michael pondered, sensing a peculiar comfort in Azrael's words. The notion that their deepest scars could possess potency, that their weaknesses held the potential for deepened resilience, sparked a flicker of hope within him. Yet, the remnants of uncertainty loomed like a dark cloud overhead. But if we choose to engage with these shadows, how do we ensure we do not lose ourselves in the process? How do we know when to step back from the edge of despair? The gathering fell into a contemplative silence. Each angel wrestled with the tension of Azrael's insight, their thoughts swirling, forming shapes in the unseen air. Just as Michael prepared to speak, a tremor echoed through the vastness of the celestial hall, as if responding to their collective pondering. Azrael's glow intensified, filling the space with shimmering light. "Remember, the shadows exist not solely to consume, but to be understood and transformed. Each of you carries within a luminescent ember of divine purpose. Engage these complexities together with courage, and they will, in time, reveal untold wonders." As the echoes of Azrael's words reverberated within the sacred assembly, a profound question lingered unanswered in Michael's heart. Could they embark on a journey into their darkest corners and emerge anew, or would their unity be consumed in the very shadows they dared to face? The tension between revelation and peril continued to weave a complex narrative, leaving the fate of their mission delicately balanced on the edge of uncertainty. As the tremor subsided and silence reigned again in the celestial hall, a flicker of doubt began to pulse within Michael's spirit. The radiant glow of Azrael illuminated more than mere space, it unveiled the frailty of their commitments. Had they truly sought understanding, or were they merely entranced by the shadows which emitted their fears? Without preamble, another figure stepped forth from the gathering, her presence radiating warmth and compassion. Seraphina, the guardian of innocence, lifted her gaze towards Azrael, resting her hand over her heart. If shadows are as vital as light in our evolution, then is it not also true that the purity of our intentions must guide us through those depths? For what could nurture more profound despair than a misunderstanding of our purpose? Azrael regarded her thoughtfully, his golden radiance flickering softly in response. Your insight is indeed illuminating, Seraphina. Intentions grounded in love and truth can forge pathways through the shadows, yet it is essential to remember that not every descent into darkness must be tinged with fear. Often, it is simply a journey of discovery, a peeling away of layers that we might emerge as refined beings. But how do we discern the depths of our shadows without succumbing to despair? Gabriella chimed in, her voice trembling with uncertainty. What if we unearth a darkness too great to face? What if, in attempting to embrace, we fall deeper into hopelessness? Your doubts are valid, Azrael replied gently, gliding closer to Gabriella, his presence enveloping her in light. Yet think upon this, each soul carries within them a map, drawn by both experiences and emotions, including pain and joy. The darkness you fear is a part of this map, a territory marking where light once shone. As you traverse it, you gather insights that illuminate the way toward reconciliation, and ultimately towards redemption. Michael's heart stirred with longing, yet trepidation remained tethered to his thoughts. The world outside their ethereal gathering was teeming with souls whose shadows were not often spoken of, those battling despair, caught in cycles of suffering. If understanding their shadows meant encouraging light to flicker within, how would they venture forth without losing sight of their own purity? What of those who walk the edges of danger? Michael finally voiced, casting a glance towards Azrael. How do we support those wandering through shadows that threaten to consume them? Can shadowy realms, once dangerous, become sanctuaries for the weary spirit? Azrael's wings glimmered as he pondered the question. Support flows from a heart that knows the weight of empathy. A presence amidst one's shadows offers a tether, a beacon of hope that assures them they are not alone. Even in the densest darkness, the spark of community can inspire resilience and rebirth. The air thickened with revelation as the assembled beings contemplated this wisdom. A community woven with understanding could act as buoyancy, lifting spirits above the tide of despair. But then it settled upon Michael, like a cool mist. As they encouraged this transformation, would they inadvertently expose themselves to greater vulnerabilities? Deep in thought, Michael felt both the beauty and the burden of their mission. They were not only tasked with revealing the potential within their own shadows but also with aiding those lost in the encroaching dark. If this endeavor would serve not only to better themselves but to extend the light, how would they prepare their hearts for the inevitable challenges ahead? In the depths of this dialogue, beyond the golden reflections of Azrael, lay a thorny question that clung to Michael's spirit. Were they prepared to navigate the duality of light and shadow within themselves, and could they truly offer a sanctuary for others in their quest for understanding? The uncertain path stretched before them, shrouded in both danger and possibility. As the readiness for the celestial clash loomed, the air thrummed with palpable anticipation. Michael stood at the forefront, his heart a crucible of hope and trepidation. The assembly of angels felt the weight of the moment, poised between light and dark, understanding and ignorance. The decision to confront not only Lucifer's challenge but the intricate shadows within themselves hung suspended like a thread woven through the tapestry of existence. Amidst the gathering, a hushed murmur coursed through the assembly, setting ripples through the hearts of the angels. In that pregnant pause, Michael's thoughts spiraled inwards, grasping the implications of their discourse. If the shadows were to be embraced, would he unearth the depths of his own identity? A moment's hesitation gripped him. What if the darkest recesses of his heart revealed fears he had never acknowledged? What victory could be gained if he faltered upon unveiling his truth? Yet, as if reading the depths of his soul, Seraphina's gentle voice cut through the weight of uncertainty. Michael, if we risk not seeking understanding, we may indeed allow the shadows to tangle us further in despair. It is an undeniable truth that courage is not the absence of fear but the decision to face it. We must trust that each layer we peel back will lead us to a deeper understanding of our purpose and our unity with one another. Lucifer's words of rebellion echoed across the firmament, tantalizing whispers tempting the angels to seek freedom from divine order. The thought lingered like a haunting lullaby in Michael's heart. Were they truly bound by duty, or were they fearfully unearthing the liberation of choice? As responsibility clashed with newfound insights, the call for authenticity urged Michael to quell the storm within and stand resolutely in the face of looming chaos. Indeed, love and understanding flow from truth, he finally spoke, his voice growing stronger with each inflection. If we are to face the darkened echoes of our own shadows, we cannot falter. We must harness the illuminating fire of unity, allowing it to pierce through this impending darkness. His declaration rippled through the assembly, a vital flame igniting in hearts swathed in uncertainty. Remiel, sensing the shift, stepped forward. We create our sanctuary by intertwining our vulnerabilities. Within that intertwining lies strength both in our bonds and in our individual journeys. If we are to stand against Lucifer, we must present our truths not as weaknesses but as the very foundation of our divine strength. As they collectively embraced this commitment, Michael felt an undeniable surge of energy course through him, a wave of conviction driving him forward. Stepping closer to the edge of the celestial convergence, he faced the dark horizon where conflict awaited. Suddenly, the air crackled, and the veil between realms shimmered, a sign that the moment of reckoning had arrived. As the gates of heaven trembled, a tempest formed, echoing the chaos of impending war. In that swirling maelstrom, Lucifer appeared, shrouded in an ethereal darkness that beckoned with promises of liberation mingled with deceit. "Michael, brave defender," Lucifer spoke, his voice dripping with temptation. "The light blinds you. You cling to principles that constrain your true potential. Join me, and we shall unravel the chains of obedience that bind your spirit. Embrace the sweetness of freedom beyond the confines of light and find the power that has been withheld from you." A chilling silence descended upon the assembly, each angel's heart racing, filled with both apprehension and determination. As tensions unspooled, Michael's thoughts raced back to Uriel's wisdom. The shadows are not foes to be vanquished but truths waiting to be claimed. The realization bloomed brighter within him, illuminating the path ahead. This battle was neither strictly against Lucifer's darkness nor solely an assertion of light, it was an exploration of understanding, love, and acceptance. "Lucifer," Michael declared, his voice ringing with conviction, "you may speak of freedom, but true liberation comes through authenticity and unity, embracing the entirety of our existence, light intertwined with shadow." With those words, an undeniable transformation surged through him. In sharing their vulnerabilities openly with one another, he realized the angels now stood heightened in strength, each heart bolstered by the radiance of shared courage. With that declaration, Michael raised his wings high, radiant and expansive, shining with the warmth of countless souls intertwining as one. "Come forth." He beckoned, the power of their collective realization illuminating the daunting depths of his soul. "Let us embrace this battle not with fear, but a fierce understanding. We are the embodiment of light, woven into the fabric of creation, each shadow a testament to our journey." And at that moment, as if the very heavens responded to his pronouncement, a luminous wave surged from Michael, rippling through his companions, joining their spirits in a vibrant embrace of unity, a tapestry woven of light and shadow, struggle and triumph. The air hummed with harmony, striking a sharp contrast against the encroaching darkness of Lucifer. Faced with this unyielding collective might, Lucifer's facade began to flicker, revealing the chasms of doubt that even he could not mask. His words faltered, drowned out by the resurgence of hope resounding deeper than mere strength. "What have you done?" The assemblage of angels stood resolute, emboldened by Michael's resolve. "We have awakened to the truth, our shadows and light dance as one. We stand not as enemies but as a united front, committed to understanding both existence and the eternal connections we share. In that moment, the heavens shimmered with the promise of a profound transformation. The battle unfolding before them transcended mere conflict, it became a manifestation of spiritual evolution. The shadows retreated as their unified light peeled back the layers of deception, revealing the essence of all that was sacred. In the aftermath of the confrontation, warmth spread through the gathering once more. Michael's heart swelled as revelations cascaded through him, settling into the depths of his spirit like tender echoes of newly forged unity. Shadows turned to wisps of smoke, and from that darkness emerged not just victory, but enlightenment and understanding that love intertwined with strength could illuminate even the darkest paths. As peace enveloped the celestial realm, they felt the whisper of eternity calling them all forth, for every soul, whether shrouded in shadow or enveloped in light, held a place within the tapestry of existence. Michael realized that they had endured an odyssey of transformation, an awakening of enlightenment that stretched beyond the heavens to the very core of the universe, and in the sacred quiet, Michael pondered the journey through which they had traversed, the beauty of embracing vulnerability, the importance of community in wrestling with shadows, and the revelation of their truths leading them to profound unity. The battle had ended, but the journey of understanding was just beginning. With hearts ablaze, the angels knew the call to love and honor, the makeup of both light and shadow would forever define their existence, threading through every crevice of eternity, illuminating paths yet untaken. As they lifted their eyes toward the cosmos, each angel felt an invitation to reflect, to nurture those newly forged bonds with empathy and compassion. They had been transformed not merely into warriors of light but into guardians of a deeper truth, emboldened by understanding and ready to embrace their role as ambassadors of hope for all beings unseen and unknown. In closing, Michael understood that faith was not merely the absence of doubt but the courage to walk into the folds of uncertainty, acknowledging that their struggle with light and shadow was not a battle lost but a journey embraced, a divine pilgrimage. Thus, they rose, united and resolute, not as isolated entities but as vessels of resplendent hope, venturing forth into the infinite chronicle of creation, a testament to the power of unity, love, and the courage to understand.